fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the DX Gavvgablade and Gochispeeder from Kamen Rider Gavv. You can see Kamen Rider Gavv featured very prominently here on the right side of the packaging. And then of course here we have the sword with the little Gochispeeder launching off with Kicking Gummy riding it. Kicking Gummy of course is included. This thing is totally goofy, but actually a lot more fun than I was expecting. Top of the package here shows Kicking Gummy, who has two little boots for hands. Absolutely fantastic. Here he is loaded up into the Gochispeeder on the blade. Down here, not much going on, but it does have three LR44 watch batteries included, so you do not need to provide batteries for this, which is pretty great. Over here, just showing you the contents of the box, as well as the QR code for the manual, and then showing you some of the other Gochizo that, of course, can be used with this. And then over here on this side, you just have Gavv using the sword. Pretty cool. Over here on the back, showing you, of course, you have a trigger button. You have the launch button here, showing you how to load them in. And then, of course, once again, showing you to use it with all the different Gochizo that you have. We'll take a look at all of that. So, yeah, pretty standard packaging, but very bright, very colorful. Definitely a lot of fun. Let's get everything out of here, and we'll take a closer look. So here is everything that is included in the box. We'll start over here with Kicking Gummy. Definitely a lot of fun. You can see it says Kicking Gummy there in the fun gummy letters. He's orange in color. Otherwise, pretty standard, very similar to the other gummy Gochizo. You have the button here on the side, so he can pop out. And once again, he's got two big boots for hands. I love that. That's absolutely fantastic. Nice translucent orange plastic there. Yeah, just all in all, this guy's definitely a friend. I love this so much. So that is Kicking Gummy. If we come here to the Gochispeeder, not much going on here. It's just this fat little bike for them to ride in. It's really adorable. Kind of looks like a play school toy or something like that, but that's because it doesn't need to be very intricate. This piece here in the center is spring-loaded so that it can go down so that they can be read by the sword. And it does have a little notch here so that if you try to connect these in when they're not transformed yet, it will automatically transform them. But basically what you do is you kind of just like, I like to hold the bottom so that, because while I'm trying to insert it, it ends up pushing it down. So I kind of hold it up, and then once you click it in place, it will auto transform them. And then it's just this little fat dude riding around a little fat motorcycle, and it's great. It's so dumb, but I absolutely love it. Rolls pretty well. Kind of reminds me of the Flintstones car, honestly, with the big, thick wheels. But yeah, it's great. Just a silly little thing. Just cruising around on his little bike. We'll put that to the side for the moment so we can go ahead and check out the Gavvgablade. I think it's supposed to be like Gabbu, but then instead of the second Gavv, it's Gablade. I think that's what they're going for there. Definitely, you know, small for a roleplay toy. My adult size hand pretty much just engulfs the bottom part of the handle here. So it could be a little bit bigger, but I get it. You know, it's a ramp for the motorcycle or the Gochispeeder, as it were. But yeah, I think it's kind of fun. I also kind of think it's cool how there's like elements of the henshin belt here. So you can kind of see like almost like the eyes here, the little horns, the mouth, the button from the side. It's kind of replicated here. I think that's kind of neat. We did see it kind of pop out of the belt in the first episode, so it makes total sense. And it's got kind of the same color scheme and everything, so I think that totally works. Got the speaker back here. Here's the battery compartment. The 3 watch batteries are already inserted. There's not even a tab to pull out for this one. You just go ahead and switch it on. It does have an on and off switch, so we'll do that. Just kind of makes a random startup sound there. We get 4 different sounds from hitting the trigger button. The last one is all the Gochizo like cheering him on. I love that. I think that's so fun. So that is the 4 sounds just from, you know, they'll go through in succession just from continually hitting the trigger button. You can also hit the launch button just on its own. So there you go. So you can get kind of an attack sound without using the speeder at all. You just hit the button and then hit the trigger button and you'll get an attack sound like that. So on its own, without the speeder, that's pretty much everything you can do with this. But if you see right in here, there is a reader for the Gochizo, which is actually really cool. So what we're going to do is you take this part and you lock it back, like so. Then you take the bike and you kind of line up the wheel well there into that little piece. And then that will line this up. And then what you do is you just push this all the way down. So basically what happens there, you lock it back, you load it in. When you push it down, then the reader will read what Gochizo it is. It'll begin to chant, push me. If you hit the trigger, it'll say the name of the Gochizo. When you hit the button, it will launch it. It'll say, go, and then it'll launch it, and then all the Gochizo cheer. And that's adorable, and I love it. So for fun, let's just do it again. So you heard, like, when you first push it down, it'll say the kind that it is. So, like, it says Gummy first. And then when you hit the trigger, it said kicking Gummy. So I think that's a lot of fun. It's silly. It's goofy. But I kind of love it. Like I said, this thing just looks adorable driving around in this fat little bike. You know, it launches decently. You know, it doesn't really do much. But, hey, that's show accurate at this point. So it just kind of rolls down. And then, you know, it rolls decently well. And they all cheer. It's kind of fun. So it can read all the different ones. So I'm going to bring in the Gochizo that I have so far, and we'll try them all out. Also, I just wanted to point out real quick that I've been using this box from the pre-order bonuses to kind of store my Gochizo. They actually fit pretty well. If you just pop them in like this, you can see it's almost kind of made for them. Like, you can see how snug they are there. And then if I take this one and pop him in as well, it kind of fits perfectly. So I think I'm just going to use this to store them for now until they sell us something else that's supposed to store them. I guess we also have the cardboard box that I'll probably take a look at sometime this weekend or early next week. But for the meantime, I feel like this works pretty well. Just thought I'd point it out in case anyone's looking for something very simple to store these in. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll start. Let's start with Kuga. Why not? So we'll take Kuga. We will connect him into the bike here, and that will cause him to transform. Lock this back. So it says rider. Sometimes they get loose when they do that, but it'll be fine. So it said the type, it said rider, then when I hit the trigger it said Kuga, and then I hit the button, and then once again, pretty much when the go and the launching sound and the Gochizo cheering, that's pretty much the same every time. You get the kind of Gochizo that it is, and then the actual name by hitting the trigger. That is specific to each different one, but then after that, it's pretty much the same thing. So that was Kuga. Next up, we will do Vrukan. For some reason, I feel like these kind of top opening ones seem to pop out of here all the time, and I don't know why that is. Maybe because, like, when you push it down, then when it hits this... Oh, there it was fine. Well, there it goes. So they are going to fall out sometimes, but it's perfectly fine. You still get all the sound effects and everything. Next up, we'll try Punching Gummy. And then last up for the ones I have so far, Popping Gummy. So that's all the ones I have so far. Obviously, as I review more, I'll bring the sword in each time to try them out. But yeah, very simplistic in terms of functionality, but actually a lot of fun. And of course, we can't wrap this review up without trying Kicking Gummy in the Henshin Belt Gavv. And there you have it. I love that it's just Kicking Gummy Kick, and Punching Gummy is just Punching Gummy Punch. I love that. So yeah, very, very cool. So kind of a quick one, but I think this is a lot of fun. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect going into this because the concept is so goofy. You know, put a motorcycle on the sword and launch it. But it's fun. It's silly and it's fun, and that kind of seems to be the whole theme of this year so far. I'm kind of here for it. So as far as the sword goes, yeah, it's a little small. I wouldn't mind if it was a little bit bigger, but, you know, roleplay weapons in Japan are usually on the smaller side. The translucent plastic, I think, is pretty good. Not that flimsy, but it's going to be a little bit softer than the rest of the plastic, which makes total sense. I really like how the bottom part here and the hilt of the sword are kind of reminiscent of the belt. I think that's really cool, you know, because we saw it kind of pop out of the belt in the first episode. It would make sense, you know, but it's got kind of the horns up here, the mouth, the eyes. This even kind of looks like the top of the head of the belt over here, so I think that's kind of neat. The button is also kind of from the belt. But yeah, overall design-wise, I think it's neat. I appreciate that it comes with the batteries already installed. Can't really complain there, but still has an on and off switch, which I really appreciate. Kicking Gummy is great. A wonderful addition to the collection. I love the stupid little Gochispeeder. Just a fat little Fisher-Price-like motorcycle for them to ride around in. Totally adorable. I love that this, you know, has the reader, says the name, then launches it. It's just, the play pattern is really fun. Goofy, but super fun. And like I said, because it has that reader, we get to really enjoy it all year long instead of getting bored with it the next day. So really excited for this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.